Catch up on our Anaheim Ducks season grades. Go to our main page for links to other position. These players spent some time with the Anaheim Ducks last season. They weren't included on any other grade sheets and spent some time in the pivot, but not nearly enough to be rated. Troy Terry, Giovanni Fiore, Chris Kelly, and Kalle Kossila. Part-timer, Rasmussen. DRasmussen was a surprise inclusion to the Anaheim Ducks roster when the season opened. He previously played 112 over the 2 prior years with Chicago. It became apparent that the Ducks center, Ryan Kesler, wouldn't be ready to start the season. GM Bob Murray signed him as a free agent last July to fill the void. Then Ryan Getzlaf was injured. He played in 27 games in the first half of the season, alternating between the bottom 2 lines. Rasmussen's stats were unremarkable. The 27-year-old native of Västerås, Sweden scored 4 points, 1 gram, 3A, had 31 hits, won 34 of 70 face-offs, 48.6%, and was 4. After Getzlaf and Kesler returned from injury and Murray traded for Adam Henrique, Rasmussen became as useful as a Prius in a tractor pull. The Ducks decided to part ways with him in mid-February and he returned to Sweden. Antoine Vermette DQ the Traveling Wilburys song, End of the Line, as Antoine Vermette skates off into the sunset. Vermette got old. Actually, he got old by NHL standards a year and a half ago. Last October and November it didn't matter how old he was because he needed to fill in with the Ducks' top 6. Unfortunately for him and Anaheim, Vermette didn't have much left in the tank. He opened the season in between the Ducks' top wings. Despite his best efforts, Vermette only managed 16 points for the entire season. Much like Rasmussen, as the season progressed his ice time decreased. Unlike Rasmussen, Vermette's prowess in the face-off circle made him valuable enough to keep around for the remainder of the season. Vermette stayed on the roster but barely played toward the end of the year. He'll be 36 years old at the start of next season. His NHL career has likely come to its end. Page 2 Anaheim, CA, October 20th, Derek Grant. Photo by Deborah Robinson, NHLI via Getty Images, only A, B. Yes. Grant is the Anaheim Ducks' feel-good story of the season. We gave him a Quacky Award as Breakout Player of the Year, but to be realistic, he is a bottom-line center that had some limited success on the power play. A, B, grade, translates to pretty good, but not that good. That is a fair assessment of what Grant brought to the Ducks in 2017-18. The biggest reason why he stayed around all year was due to his defensive proficiency. More from pucks of a feather. Rasmussen was a surprise to make the team out of training camp. Grant was an outright shock. Nothing in his 86 NHL games over 5 partial seasons indicated that he was anything more than a glorified spare part that wouldn't stick with the team past Thanksgiving. Grant did prove his doubters wrong from his first game to his last. Coach Randy Carlyle was comfortable using him in a variety of situations. Early in the season, he logged some top 6 minutes and ended the year with 24 points, 12 grams, 12A, including 3 on the power play. Grant was a valued member of the Ducks' top 5 rated penalty kill, even after the Cavalry arrived mid-season. He is due to become an unrestricted free agent on June 1st. His performance in 2017-18 will get him a contract in the league next year. If the price is right, Murray would be wise to bring him back. Page 3. Use your arrows to browse Anaheim, CA, February 9, Adam Henrique. Photo by Deborah Robinson, NHLI via Getty Images. This was the assessment when Adam Henrique won the Quacky Award for Newcomer of the Year. How many players can you point to and say that they saved a season? Start pointing at Adam Henrique. The Anaheim Ducks were floundering until general manager Bob Murray swung a deal with the New Jersey Devils to get Henrique in exchange for defenseman Sami Vatanen. A trade that helped both teams. Henrique played in 57 games for the Anaheim Ducks after his November 30 arrival. He scored 36 points, 20 grams, 16 including 8 on the power play. Better than his total of goals was the timing of them. Henrique had 8 game-winning scores, an average of 1 game winner for every 7 games played. That is an unheard of rate for a non-top-line player. He pulled wings, Nick Ritchie, and Andre Kays, together and formed an effective second-ish line. Henrique was also an important part of the second power play unit, alternating between center and wing, depending on who he was skating with. Going forward, Henrique, along with Getzlaf and Kessler, gives the Ducks 3 strong players down the middle. That's a big asset for the team. The pivot power trio may only last for 1 more season or less. Henrique is signed at very reasonable $4 million still for next year, but the contract ends at the conclusion of the season. The Ducks have $15.125 million tied up in Getzlaf and Kessler for 2019-20, so it will be interesting to see what Murray has planned for Henrique. Use your arrows to browse.